Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we will be reviewing the Edifier R1280T speakers. Disclaimer as always, I am not sponsored and all thoughts and opinions are my own. The R1280T are powered bookshelf speakers in the lower end of Edifier's famous R lineup of speakers. They retail for $120 but can now be regularly found on sale for around $100. And spoiler alert, for this price, the R1280T are absolutely incredible value. Starting off with the packaging and what comes in the box, the pair of R1280T speakers come in a pretty standard cardboard box with these mesh covers, a remote control with included batteries, speaker connecting cables, standard RCA interconnects, and a 3.5mm to RCA connection cable. Setting up these speakers is also pretty simple. Just take the left and right speaker connecting wires, color-coded red for right and black for left, and just wire them in. Then connect the RCA to 3.5mm cable and plug it straight into your laptop or computer's headphone jack for computer use, or use the RCA to RCA to use these speakers with other audio equipment. Then plug in the power cable, switch the speakers on, and it should show up on your computer's sound outputs. These speakers also have a built-in amp and DAC, so no other external hardware is needed to use them. Volume and gain can be adjusted on your computer, the included sound remote, or the dials on the side. Surprisingly, there is also bass and EQ treble built into the side dials, and we'll get back into that later. Do note that the R1280Ts are analog wired only, and not Bluetooth. If you want Bluetooth and active DSP, you are probably looking for the very similar and a little more expensive Edifier R1280DB model. Now onto the build. For the price, these speakers are built incredibly well. They feel hefty and are made from high quality plastics and metals and come with these wonderful fall wood sides. This is also subjective, but I prefer to use my R1280Ts without the front mesh covers because the exposed drivers and tweeters just look pretty damn cool. The speakers are also pretty compact and would fit easily onto any desktop setup like I have mine set up here. Quickly going over the specs, according to Edifier, the R1280T have a 4-inch subwoofer at 6 ohms impedance and a 13mm tweeter at 4 ohms impedance, with a signal to noise ratio of less than 85 decibels per amp, with less than 0.05% total harmonic distortion. Now, finally, onto the sound quality. I tested these speakers for a few months with daily use, plugged straight into my computer at comfortable listening volumes from around 40 decibels to 60 decibels without the mesh covers on. So, how do the R1280Ts sound? Straight to the point, these speakers sound pretty awesome for the price. And personally, coming from multi-$1,000 headphone setups and not being very experienced in the speaker side of this audio hobby, these are awesome first-time speakers. Delving deeper into the sound, as always, starting off with the bass. Bass on the R1280T are plentiful. It gets pretty deep and provides good punch or rumble for watching movies or just listening to fast and bass-focused music, like EDM. Taking a look at the frequency response graph provided by Audio Science Reviews, like most speakers, especially budget ones, there is significant mid-bass emphasis with significant roll-off in the sub-bass, past around 75 to 60 Hz. What this means in terms of the sound is that the bass, while punchy and deep, at times can be quite bloomy and muddle up the mid-range and other details, as compared to something maybe like my Odyssey LCD-X planar magnetic headphones, which have basically no roll-off into 20 Hz and has actual sub-bass. Slight headphone tangent aside, this is to be expected for budget speakers, and bass performance is still pretty good with a warm, lush layer of bass that is still many times better than your built-in computer speakers. Moving on to the mid-range. As you probably noticed from the frequency response graph, the R1280T has a standard V-shaped tuning, with emphasis in the mid-bass, a recess in the mid-range, and peaks in the treble. Although overshadowed by the bass sometimes, mid-range is still present with adequate detail for any music or just normal use cases you throw at it. It gives a very warm, laid-back tuning to the mid-range and makes it especially good for female vocals. There's just a certain lushness with this warmer tuning of these speakers that is just so good. On to the treble. Treble with the dedicated tweeter is nicely detailed, good clarity, and even has a little sparkle to it. I found it very enjoyable with EDM electronic music or just normal pop music. I also did not hear any of the treble peaks or harshness that the frequency response graphs show, but yes, treble can be a little bit forward at times, especially compared to the laid-back mid-range, but nothing really to complain about. Now getting back to the dials on the side and the built-in analog EQ on these speakers. There are adjustment dials, one for treble and one for bass. And with this EQ, you can basically just throw out most of what I just said about tonal balance and the V-shaped tuning, because you can just basically adjust these speakers to sound how you want with a range of plus or minus 6 decibels in the bass or treble. If you want more mid-range like me, just turn down the bass and treble and just turn up the volume. Simple as that. You see, this is what I love about the R1280T. These speakers are just so simple, versatile, and good enough at basically everything, which makes it even more impressive considering the near $100 price tag. They don't cost much more than crappy Logitech computer speakers and are even less than most Bluetooth speakers, but just sound so much better. They are awesome speakers for any desk setup and definitely a massive upgrade from any built-in monitor, laptop, or computer speakers. I use them daily for normal use, like watching YouTube, playing background music while working, or just listening to music when I need a break from wearing my headphones and IEMs all day. So in conclusion, I highly recommend these Edifier R1280T speakers. 2 big thumbs up from me. So that's all for my review, and as always, a big thank you to all my viewers and subscribers. I know I haven't posted a video in a very long time, and if you are new to the channel, please check out some of my other audio reviews. If you found this video helpful, please share, like, and subscribe, and as always, thank you for watching.